I'll get right into it. I truly love this camera. I do. And it's not because I'm making a video about it. No, I do like it, and in this video, I'll tell you guys why.
Woke up cold and out of touch. The photos and the memories will never be enough. But if I could...
Is it flawed? Of course it is. Is your camera on your shelf is the perfect camera? I don't think so, because the term perfect camera does not exist, and I do believe it'll never even exist in the future. But with that being said, I still am obsessed with this camera, and every time I go to my gear shelf, literally it's the only camera that I'm reaching out to. I truly became happier using this camera. That feeling of I'm just gonna grab my camera and use it whenever I want to, right? Not to worry about camera settings or anything, just to use it as if I'm using my phone. Oh, hold on. I'm not even kidding. I truly stopped using my phone. I stopped taking photos on my phone because I truly dislike it, and you know, it can be another video, I can talk about that subject, but I stopped taking photos with my phone. Right now I only take photos with this camera because this camera is always on me. My dad didn't take photos with his phone. Yes, he didn't have that back then, but he took photos and documented life using an SLR, and that left us a real images that I can look at and truly reminisce and look back at my life. And that's what I want to do, at least with this camera. I want to document my life, my everyday. The picture doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be calculated in any way, but it has to be real. And using this camera, that's what I've been able to actually achieve. They try and warn you about, you know, mixing your hobbies with your professional life, and you know, once you turn your hobby into a job, things are not the same. And unfortunately, it can be a little bit true. So like right now, when I'm going out, you know, on an activity or on a walk or whatever, and I'm looking at my main camera, that's the S1 II. Right now I'm recording the video with it. Let me show you, like this setup right now. Before going out, when I look at it and I'm like, should I grab this camera or not? Subconsciously, at least in my head, this camera is made for work only. So if I'm going out, I'm not gonna actually reach to the camera and take it with me. So unfortunately, I end up, you know, being lazy, and I'm like, all right, I'll take videos or like photos with my phone, because you know, it's not like a work setting, it's not a professional outing, so it's okay, I'll just use my phone. And truly, when you think about it, that is crazy, to be a photographer, to be a videographer, whatever, like a creative, whatever the case may be, and actually not taking my cameras on a daily basis to document my life. It was just shocking to me. Like that doesn't make any sense. And relying on a phone, like literally the worst device in terms of, I don't want to say, okay, I take it back, it's not the worst device, but like it'll never compare to a camera. At least that's how I see it, right? Phones, doesn't matter how good they become or like whatever, they'll never compare to a regular camera, whether a film camera or a digital camera, even a point and shoot. I don't care. Not the same sensor, it's not the same feeling, not the same experience even. So to look at my cameras and decide not to take any of them just because I use them in my job, and then end up taking my phone, was kinda, at least to me, something crazy and for real. That's when this camera came in, stepped in, and actually saved the day and corrected the way I see things. This is the Lumix S9. It is super small. The LCD can be flipped out like that. You can install LUTs on it, you know, like film emulation presets, if you will, right? Which makes the whole taking photos experience really fun. And it has good quality to it, and you can pair it with the Lumix Lab, and with that, the possibilities are limitless. And with that being said, I don't want you to take this camera for a fool, because it's one hell of a beast. It has the same sensor that do exist in the S5 IIX, the same sensor that they decided to use again in the S1 IIe. These are two professional, high-quality cameras that you can use for photography, for filmmaking. You can have a full-on legit business using one of these camera, let alone two. This little guy, it got the same sensor of these two cameras, which means that this camera can produce the same image, the same quality of these two cameras. And let me tell you, it is packed with almost all the features that do exist in these two cameras as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a 24 megapixel sensor that can shoot 6K 24 open gate. It can shoot 4K 60 Super 35. It got a dual base ISO 640 and 4000 and 30 frames per second for photos using the electronic shutter, because this camera only has electronic shutter, doesn't have mechanical one. So I'm not gonna really dig deep into the features of this camera, but what I'm trying to tell you is it is packed with everything that you might need. It literally has almost everything that this camera would have, you know what I'm saying, but in a smaller body. So you can use it for, you know, everyday carry to document your life, and you can also bring it for professional work if you wanted to do that. And what truly made me super excited for this camera is truly the size. When you look at this camera and then you look at this camera, which one of them are you gonna get excited just to go to the park or to go on a walk? That made a difference, because I had these cameras before I got this one, and the ratio, or like the amount of times that I took this camera for, you know, for anything that is not work, opposed to this one, it's just, I don't know, it's embarrassing to say. I never took my cameras in a fun setting in a way. Ever since I bought this, I've been using this more than I've been using the other cameras, for real, because I'm using it every day. I'm not working every day, right? I might have like a specific schedule, but this one is on me. Whether I do have work today or not, it's gonna be on me nonetheless, because I'm using it as a street photography camera. I'm using it to take photos of anything, literally. I'm trying to get into that state of documentation, and this camera is helping me to do so. And with that being said, can this camera be better? Oh hell yeah, it can. Am I not a fan of this camera? Of course I am. I'm a big fan of this camera, and I'll be there cheering when they come up, you know, and introduce and come out with the S9 Mark II, with the S10, whatever the case may be, because this one truly left its mark in a way in the Lumix lineup, right? So for example, the fact that it has electronic shutter, not a mechanical, this, you know, it's something to be improved. The fact that it has cold shoe, not a hot shoe, you know, so you can't use flash, this something can be improved as well. IO, you know, situation over here, the fact that on the right side, where you grip the camera on the right side, they have like ports on the right side. So if you're gonna use these ports, and that's the micro HDMI and USB-C, if you're gonna use these ports, you're cooked, you're done. You can't really hold the camera anymore. The camera has to be caged or like on a tripod or whatever, but you can't really grab the camera and hold it like this. And also, you know, gripping the camera can be a little bit hard if you're not gonna put an accessory to it. So this is an accessory. It doesn't come with the camera. It's like a wooden grip, right? Without it, the camera might feel a little bit smoother, like loose in your hand. You always get this feeling that you're gonna drop it from your hands. So this is something that can be improved. Also, you know, if it's like weather sealed, that's also an addition, because this camera is not weather sealed. If there is an EVF, I'm not gonna complain about that. So yeah, there is a lot of things that could be improved. But honestly, and I'm nobody paid me to say any of that. This camera, I bought it with my own money. But this is how I see things generally, or at least of late. This is how I see life. This is how I live my life. I don't like to actually focus or like pay too much attention to the negative side of things. I like to see things from a positive point of view and utilize what I can utilize, right? Because this camera right now, it is packed with feature. Truly, at this price point, with these features, in that small body, like, these are all positive things to consider, or like to at least to acknowledge, right? So that's how I approach life. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it from its shortcomings, but I acknowledge that there are like some negatives about it, right? And I see how can I work with them, how can I work around them, and how can I make it work eventually, right? So I literally laid down every single negative thing that witnessed or like that I've noticed about this camera, and it's up to you to decide whether this tool might be beneficial to you or not, or whether these shortcomings are deal breakers for you or not. I shoot casual photos with it, I take casual videos with it, but also I started bringing it on my jobs. Absolutely amazing. And I literally shot and filmed my first short film or microfilm ever. Literally my first microfilm. I decided to film it with this camera, not any other camera. And if you guys didn't watch, I tried, you can click on the whatever, it's gonna show up over here. Watch it, let me know your thoughts, and just while you're watching it, know that it was filmed using the S9 as well. Anyways, regardless of whatever you have, just keep creating, bro. Just keep taking photos, keep taking videos. These are all tools. They're there just to help us to actually, you know, create something. Please let me know if you have any question about the camera. It's not like a review about the camera, it's just an overview, or like how I actually see this camera and how I actually approach this camera. So if you have any question about this camera or like about anything regarding this camera, please let me know in the comments below. And yes, truly, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.